Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Gun Honey, issue number 3, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. We begin this issue off with the continuation from issue number 2 when that scarred up brother broke out of jail because of the gun that Gun Honey planted. But this iron bitch is pretty pissed off, telling Joanna 29 people did and you're responsible. And she's like, I didn't kill anyone. And she's like, well, you keep telling yourself that. This brother escaped. What's your connection to the man who did this? And she's like, there's no connection at all. I don't even know his name. All I know is Ugrass was the one that commissioned me to plant the gun in the jail. I know nothing about this scarred gentleman. Iron Lady is like, I don't think you realize how serious this is. I could put you away for the rest of your life. I mean, you don't want to mess around with these government officials. When they want something, they want it done, and they want it their way. And the thing is, they got an unknown person responsible for 29 deaths in prison. No one knows who he is. And the issue is, how are you going to incarcerate somebody and not know who the hell you're incarcerating? They can't answer that question. So this iron bitch is like, Gun Honey, Joanna, you rather spend the next 30 years in a cell, or you're gonna help us find this man? Well, hang on there. I don't work for you, remember? Oh, well, you know what? You're gonna get this guy. And plus, the reason why they don't know who this guy is, and even though they were imprisoning him, is because 90% of his body is like scarred. Fire, acid, occupational hazards for a drug dealer, and there's even no fingerprints on this guy. And Joanna's like, okay, how am I supposed to find him? Just kind of like, hey, deflect this off of me. Well, that's up to you and Agent Burrow. And they're like, well, either that or you're going away, so you ain't got no choice. Agent Burrow tags along with Joanna. I'm gonna need to go places and you're gonna stand out. He's like, why? Because I'm white? No, because you're a cop. He's like, isn't that obvious? Yes. Some of us just look the way we look, man. But I got an idea. Come closer. This is funny. This is super funny. She's like, oh, that'll help. Just give it a minute to swell up. So when she approaches this building, she asks for Ming Lee. She's like, and the doorman's like, I know exactly who you are. I heard, Jesus, I've heard a lot about you. And who is this, the cop? And she just smirks like, no, that's my parole officer. So when she gets inside, she's greeted by Ming Lee. It's like, you've been out the country. It's been too long. I know. Do you know who this guy is? And his nom de guerre is Afan, but no one knows his real name. That's just the name he goes off of. Turns out this brother's an import expert, powders and pills, anything that'll kill you. You know the sort? This guy is dangerous. That's just a clever way of saying it. Ming Lee's like, okay, have we met, sir? Agent Burrow's like, why? Do I look familiar? You look like a policeman. All policemen look familiar. So Ming Lee and Joanna have a conversation. Like, if you really want to find this guy, the only way you could possibly find this guy, he spends his night at Jim Jing Bang. If I'm saying it right, I don't know what it is. And she's like, which Jing Jing Bang? And she's like, well, that's the question. Because if it's scars, that's where he'll be. But that's the real question. You have to find and determine which Jing Jing Bang is going to be at. So she goes to one. Joanna tells Agent Bro, we got to separate while I do my thing here. No, not a second here. We're not splitting away. I've seen Eastern Promises. I'll wait. I don't know that reference. I haven't seen that movie before. But for anyone who's seen that movie, comment below, let me know. Now, in this spot, she goes in and she blends in. And she blends in very well. I mean, there's women, there's spa, there's freedom. It's all liberation and open up my pores and exfoliating. Oh my, okay, enough. So she goes up to the front desk, and the front desk lady's like, Joanna, how can we help you? She's looking for Afan, the brother she's been looking for all this time. But meanwhile, the worker overhears, makes a call, and all of a sudden, these men come in, go into the women's section, because they're about to make sure they put this thing to bed. And Agent Burrow has Joanna's back like, hey, men's section's over there. What, you want another shiner, asshole? This is none of your business. And he's like, oh, Joanna! Gives him a clobber up in his face, and I'm sure that's got to dislocate a jaw right there. So the guys go in the spa room. They're called out for Joanna. We get a quick glimpse in the flashback of Joanna, foreshadowing what Joanna's doing. So the flashback is her brothers are holding her underwater to practice giving her lungs some exercise, if you will. And they're like, we're only training her. Her dad consoles her, and we got a pissed off Joanna. She's not traumatized by the drowning. She's just pissed off by it. When they leave, Joanna emerges, and my gosh, I cannot show that on YouTube, but I will mask it with one of my favorite, if not the favorite internet memes. That's my personal favorite. Yes, Joanna's pissed, and she tells the girl at the front desk, I know you called them, and you're gonna tell me everything that you know now. So when she gets the answer that this brother could only be in one place because of his skin, she leaves. Agent Burrow hands her a towel. Joanna's like, thank you, and they walk away. Now, Agent Burrow's like, Joanna, I need to call this in, but, you know, Iron Bitch is going to ask me where we're going, and I got to tell her. Well, then let her ask. Well, I like to know where we're going, Joanna. She's like, look, whoever this guy is, Agent Burrow, he didn't send those men after us because he wants us to find him. He doesn't want to be found. I'm sure you think your boss is trustworthy, but I'm keeping this information to myself. And he's like, well, do you think I'm trustworthy? Or did I go 2 rounds with that guy in front for nothing? And she's like, well, I already said thank you. Nah, baby girl, that was not thank you for saving your butt. That was thank you for the towel. So they get to the abandoned Jing Jing Mang, whatever this place is. She has a moment there with Agent Brill, and Joanna hops over the fence, and her little, I love this espionage, suspense, thrilling with all these dashing lines that show this is speedy but stealthy at the same time. They go into the door, they see a bottle of liquor there. Yes, he's here, and apparently because he's in constant pain from the burns, he wants his place peaceful. In prison, this must have been torment for him with all the noise and all that. He's a vicious killer. Don't forget that, Joanna. So the men follow them from the spa. There are moments behind him. They see this brother in the hot tub from prison, and they're like, whatever you're going to do, you better do it fast, Joanna, because in 20 seconds from now, they're going to kick this door in. And when he emerges, he blasts them. They duck out the way, but he kills the guys instead. And Joanna's like, you shot your own men. Why? Those weren't his men. And the reveal of who this guy is, he calls Joanna Little Mouse. And that's a reference from issue number 1, which I will put the playlist for this comic book at the end of this video. But that reveal is powerful. And I got to say, this book was awesome. I had a hell of a time reading it. Link in description if you want to add this comic book to your collection. With that being said, Gun Honey, issue number 3. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy, don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.